Hey, I thought I'd play some closers today. Unfortunately, it's not on the best condition or the best situation. Basically, they've said that they are going to remove fatigue from the game. I'm sure if any of you have played Nexon DFO, you remember that they removed fatigue on that version, and it basically killed the game. Now, right now, I'd say one of the biggest problems is the lack of cash items. Like, if I go into, like, the costumes, say, I want a leg piece for Harpy. I'm still using one that's not the color I want. All of these are already 20 million, and there's not that many people buying cash items to begin with. I think one of the biggest problems right now is that if they implement this, basically the bots are going to take over the game. Like, there's already bots spamming their RMT sites like all the time now. I don't understand how they're basically saying that they're going to look into monitoring the bots. It's like that's something that you should do from the start. That's something that should be fixed or regulated before you remove the fatigue. I don't want the economy to get as bad as it can be on other versions. I hear the Japanese version, it's like a ridiculous amount of money to afford anything. And I feel like that's going to happen here unless they do something. I'm honestly kind of pissed off they're doing this because I have, as you know, I've been playing this a lot over the past month. Pretty much around the time that I got back from vacation, I've been playing this pretty much every day. There are a lot of things I like about this game. I've been very open about what I dislike about it, but I like the combat in general. It's actually quite fun. It is satisfying to play. Coming from DFO, I like how pretty much all the best-in-slot gear stuff is actually something that's crafted instead of just, you don't just bend over and take a bunch of bullshit from RNG. That's one reason why I don't really play DFO at a high level, because at the end of the day in that game, everything that matters is RNG. There's plenty of RNG in this game. It wouldn't be an action MMO without RNG, but I like how... Let me go ahead and show my gear really quick. Pretty much all this stuff I just had to work for. I went ahead and I got the extreme set. I was lucky enough to get it to plus 13, which is obviously something that's RNG. And I have the full set here. I tuned all of it the best I could with the limited resources I have. And I spent about 50 bucks on this game this month, and I'm pretty frustrated that they're making a huge change, and they don't seem to be putting a whole lot of thought into how it will affect the game. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple runs here. While I talk about this, let me put the music back on. Also, I'm pretty frustrated that they say that they're going to put some kind of flat reward for all the fatigue potions that people have. I'm more upset that I just stacked up. I spent like $20 to get Platinum on this game early this month. And one of the big benefits for Platinum is having the extra fatigue potion every day. So if your weekly fatigue is maxed out, basically you'd still get 100 fatigue every day that you could use to run most of the important stuff, the raids, Tiamat and stuff like that. And they haven't really made any kind of announcement about how that's going to be changed either. Now, Platinum's already kind of a slippery slope, and I don't really consider it to be one because of paying for premium stuff. A lot of people who complain about the Platinum don't realize that there's a version of that mechanic or service on every version of this game. It's more that they already provide a free loot box. And you think that would be good, but the problem is that they're all from the same pool, so there's far more of that, far more costume pieces from that particular set or promotion than there are of the other ones, because everybody who pays for a premium, or Platinum, I keep calling it premium, is using those boxes every day at reset. Yeah, I'm kind of frustrated with how it seems like this is all being done hastily, and it's like pretty much the entire thread about this change on the forums is pretty much people just unanimously hating it. course, the screaming lolly is the ultimate life form. Instead of the cool buff guy. I'm kind of unsure if I want to keep playing this game, honestly. I think I'm going to wait and see how they implement this change. And if it doesn't negatively affect the game like everybody is scared of it doing. It's just fine. I know I haven't had the best variety on the channel lately. It's been, I haven't been feeling too great mentally. I've been kind of stressed out about some personal stuff, so I haven't really had the creative juices flowing. But at the same time, it's like, should I even continue to play this if there's a high chance that this might end up like Nexon DFO? Luckily, the update is going to be on July 3rd, so we'll hear about, or rather, we'll see if it's going to drastically affect the game sooner than later. I've always felt like bending over and just, you know, changing things for the people who complain about fatigue. It almost never ends well, especially since those people don't stick with the game anyway. I think what should be done is that the weekly fatigue should just be maxed out at the start. And that's one of the big things that makes people stop playing this game, is because basically when you start, you have 170 fatigue, and that's basically enough to get your first promotion. Like when you first start the game on a fresh account. And that's only like an hour or two gameplay. So you're getting all these people who have never played any kind of, you know, foreign action MMO like this, which pretty much all have the same system in some capacity. Obviously there is a law in Korea, you know, to prevent people from playing games for like 100 hours a day and like not going to the bathroom and eating and stuff like that. You know, over there it's a law, but you know, the games are also balanced with that system in mind, and when you take it away instantly, a lot of care has to be taken, otherwise it can you know, damage the game. I've never really minded a fatigue system. It can be too limiting in some cases, but usually it's there for the better. Taking it out entirely is something that has to be done earlier in the game's lifespan. I'd say ideally, you know, before the game even like leaves beta or something. All this damage I'm taking from the cutscene. All bullshit on that one. Anyway, if you've been playing this, you've been watching me play this, and you've been kind of interested in it, you definitely should check out the update when it drops, because apparently it's going to have unlimited fatigue. I'm sure that's going to make things better for new players, but I think at the same time they could have just made it so there was no building up weekly fatigue on a new character. I think it should have just been the max. What is the max? 1190, 1190. I think that would have been a much better way to solve it. They're getting pages and pages of feedback. I have a little bit of hope that they won't screw this up. Let's see if the Ninja Mask is on the auction house. It doesn't even bother me that I bought all those loot boxes and stuff. I actually got a lot of things I needed for my characters. I actually ended up selling all the stuff I didn't need, and I was able to, you know, have a little bit of extra money for other stuff. It's more that I spent all this time on the game that I could have spent, like, playing other games, and now there's a risk that, you know, this is all going to get screwed up. And that's kind of what bothers me the most, honestly. Hey, here's one for 20 million. Sure. There we go. Just need to get the matching pants. I still need quite a bit more phase fiber before I can upgrade the pants again. Like, I was actually going to buy more loot boxes when I get paid on the 1st. I might still do that, but I'll probably only spend like $10 or $20 or something. I just feel like there's a lot of changes they need to make, you know, before they do this. And there's lots of stuff that's not even being considered according to what little they've said on the forums. Like, you know, how are you going to compensate, you know, elite and platinum players who get the free fatigue potions every day that have already paid for months, if not years, of that extra premium service. I mean, coming from PSO2, one of the reasons why I play this game is that I don't have to mold my life around it. Biggest problem with PSO2 that still hasn't been fixed is that all the good stuff is tied to, you know, time-limited missions. It's like if you can't play that specific time, then you're pretty much gonna miss out on all the good stuff. Which is why I stopped playing that game. I actually talked to my computer tech today, or rather I got a message from them while I was busy with something else, and they said that I would be able to pay in installments for the parts that I could use to upgrade my computer that they have available. And I'm sure when or if that does happen, I probably will play that game again while my PC's in the shop, but still. I just grew tired of having to be on at a specific time to get anything done at all. It just got old. I mean, if anything with this game, I felt not overwhelmed, but just exhausted from being able to play it for so long. I don't really see the benefit of having infinite fatigue. You need to just focus on making it so that the first day that someone plays this game on a fresh account, you know, like from watching a video or a stream or finding a trailer or something, you need to make sure that it's not like an hour and a half long. I think that should be the primary focus, because that's what turns people off the most. Like when Harpy came out, you know, everybody was at the same amount of fatigue. The only people that could go farther were the ones that stocked up fatigue potions. Otherwise, you could really only play for like an hour and a half. I'd say 2 hours tops, depending on how fast you can clear the missions. I know your experience with beat-em-up games and stuff. You know, there's a lot of basic beat-em-up like mechanics and strategies in this game, like crowd control and things like that, grouping things together. And that can have a little bit of variance in how much you can play the game on the first day, but it's still going to be around or under 2 hours. Alright, I've said pretty much everything there is to say on the subject. I'm just kind of concerned, especially since I spent 20 bucks on Platinum. You know, hopefully they'll put some thought into how they work on that too. I think the clothes that come from the Platinum free loot box you get every day are like worth the least, just because of how many are circulating with all the people who pay for Platinum. That's something that needs to be looked into as well. Damn, that did like 50 million damage. Like I said, I definitely like how you actually have to just work for all the best in slot gear in this game, which is why I play it, why I can justify putting, you know, at least 2 to 3 hours of my time on this a day compared to DFO, where you can put that same amount of time in and end up with pretty much nothing. I will be going back to that game once Bootleg Dante, also known as the Asian, is going to be added in a couple weeks, but still. I just always felt like it was kind of a fruitless, like, waste of time to like try to get good stuff in that game, whereas here, unless you're going for like the wings or something frivolous, you can pretty much always make progress every day as long as you're doing the right things. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I've said pretty much everything there is to say at this point. I'll definitely be checking out the update on July 3rd, so I'll let people know how things go. I just hope they aren't going to, you know, kill this game, because I have a fear that that's what's going to happen. I'd like to be proven wrong, but I don't know. It just seems like they're making this decision against the wishes of pretty much everybody who actually plays it. And now, you know, there's going to be the problem of, you know, how do you balance the economy? How do you actually take care of the bots and stuff? And how do you compensate the people, you know, who paid for this platinum service with the extra loot boxes and stuff? And both of those things are already getting kind of useless already. I just hope that they have put more thought into this than what they're letting on right now. Anyway, that's it. I'll probably have some more Yuri gameplay than Harpy, because Yuri has her special agent promotion and Harpy is still stuck with, you know, the regular one. It's kind of boring to play, honestly. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.